Good evening everybody and welcome to another Subnautica video, this time with a very special guest. Now if you remember, during the Christmas charity special, I told you guys that if we hit a certain milestone, I would do my best to try to learn the Subnautica speedrun, and we hit that milestone, and so here we are. And in order to get help, I reached out to the best person I could think of, the current world record holder for the Subnautica survival speedrun, and I also believe the hardcore speedrun, Salvner, who graciously agreed to be a part of this video. So today, it's pretty much just him and me going through the first section of the game, and he'll be showing me some cool sequences and some cool techniques that they use for speedrunning, and then I'll be trying them with various degrees of success. So without any further ado, let's just jump right into it. But first, I think we should probably repeat what we talked about before with the patch that you should run Subnautica on when you're speedrunning. So could you maybe tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we have a patch that we like playing on called the September 2018 patch that allows us to jump through a couple walls that are rules in the current patch but were basically advice in September 2018. It's also got a tiny little thing with how the table coral break. The table corals sort of shatter into 5 pieces in the recent patch.
Does the speedrun include load times?
So there's 3 loading sections in the run when you go through the portal 3 times. And it does include those because the first loading time actually has a cutscene sort of going on while you're doing it, which is included in the run.
Right. Okay, so here we are in the main menu. And I suppose we're just going to be going through survival, so I guess that's the most typical one, right?
Yeah, going through survival.
How many runs off Subnautica in total do you think you've done?
Oh, full runs, probably around 200. Attempts of survival is over 19,000 right now.
19,000.
And that's not an accurate number because I reset my stats a while back.
Do you know this loading screen like by the back of your hand at this point? Like every single star and all?
Exactly. So I assume you already know that you can skip the cutscene at the start.
Yeah, I'm just still loading. Curse gaming laptop. I'm on that speedrunning pace, holding escape to skip. Here I come. I'm in the live pod, so consider me a complete noob to speedrunning. I mean, I've seen some of your speedruns and they're incredible, but just take me as if this was my first day in boot camp.
Okay, so you want to get the med kit just in case, because there's going to be a lot of crash fish depending on where you spawn on.
Okay, makes sense.
And then just leave, and the thing that takes most people a long time speedrunning Subnautica is learning where they spawn and learning the safe shallows.
Right.
So I'm gonna try and get you to describe where you are.
I'm seeing like a whole bunch of smaller coral tubes between me and the Aurora. There does appear to be a small kelp forest, which is behind my life pod, so away from the Aurora. Yeah, there's a kelp forest there. There's like a large cliff which goes almost all the way to the surface to the left of me.
Next to that, next to the forest, can you see a coral tube in the distance, like a big one?
Oh, there's the big coral tube. Yeah, I'm near the big coral tube. So there's like a ravine that leads into it.
And the coral tube is sort of on a slant, right?
Yes. Yeah, upwards towards the Aurora.
So I know where you are. So the first things you want to do is you want to break 2 limestone, because the first 2 limestone you break, it's sort of like a little pool of resources. And you'll always get a copper and a titanium out of the first 2. So if you just want to get 2, and then grab 6 mushrooms, if you can, and then just head back to your base. Yeah.
Alright.
And then head back to your base and make yourself a scanner. And what we're trying to do is, the idea is we minimize the amount of time you're not using a sea glide with. So we're trying to get the scanner as soon as we can, then get a sea glide as soon as we can.
Okay. My scanner is building, and I got it.
Cool, fantastic. So you want to leave and go back to that coral tube, and there should be a wreck at the shallow end.
Which entrance to the life pod do you usually use?
The one in the water is
the
fastest, yeah. We try and avoid the ladder animation because it wastes a bit of time. It's a little bit slower than the hatch. Yeah, so towards the shallow end there's a weird little sunken cave
Oh yeah, I see some wreckage already.
Now we're trying to find 2 sea glide boxes, the little ones with burn marks on the top.
Okay. May the luck be with me. This one, no. What about this one? Oh my god, I seriously all empty. I swear.
Okay, sure. We have backups for that, it's all good.
I think there's one more. Let me just get some air. Must not forget that I can still suffocate. Okay, I did not get a single piece.
Fantastic.
Would this be a restart point normally?
Yes. So we would have actually restarted on your spawn location, but we
Oh, that's not a good spawn.
No, not great.
Okay.
But we can do alright with it. You can get pretty good times from any spawn, but the spawns that we really like are near the other coral tube in the safe shallows.
Oh, actually, okay, I found 2 more boxes and I got the sea glide. They were just kind of falling off the side.
Fantastic.
Okay.
So we want to go through the coral tube completely now.
Okay.
So before you do that, you'll want to go to options and bind your controls.
Okay.
So
Let's do that.
the left and right, you want scroll up or down, it doesn't really matter, but you want a scroll bound to one of each. And then wherever you have scroll bound already, unbind it.
Okay, so right hand, you said scroll which way?
Whichever way you like. I have it scroll up to right and scroll down for left, but whichever's...
Oh my god, there's crash fish everywhere.
Yeah, that is why we have you pick up the medkit. This coral tube is filled with crash fish.
Okay, at what point is a good idea to use it? I'm at like, let's say 45% health.
Yeah, that's definitely the right time. At about 50 is where you want to use it. So you want to have full air before you go through the coral tube. So if you've just gone in, go back up for air. So you want to go through and break as many rocks and grab as much quartz as you can.
Quartz as well, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
I see. This is actually really handy.
Yeah. So there'll be like a speed that you can scroll, because you can scroll faster if your FPS is higher.
Okay, I'm gonna get some air. I'm sure you could, on your first try, get more, but I'm just gonna take it safe, because dying would be very embarrassing. So you said at the beginning something about spawns. What is the best location to spawn in?
So the best location to spawn is near the other coral tube and the geyser. My spawn's actually relatively close to that, but I'd want it to be a bit closer to the creepvine jungle.
Gotcha. Okay, I went through the tube and I have quite a bit of stuff, I guess.
Okay, so you're near the shallow end, right? So you want to go through this jungle and you want to grab 2 of the seeds from the creepvine.
Should I be heading back towards my life pod after that?
Yes. So you want to go up to the top of the water, because swimming on top of the water is 33% faster.
Oh, okay.
Before you have the sea glide, that is. So you want to do that all the way back to your base once you've got the creepvine seeds.
So, I mean, I've already had a one attempt at completing Subnautica in one video. I think you remember that one. I think you actually popped into the chat on that video, on that live stream for a little bit.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I remember.
I think it only took me 7 hours. So,
okay.
so
not too bad.
Might not be podium position yet, but we're getting there.
Yeah, the mods have a rule that they only verify runs 3 hours or faster.
Dang it.
4 hours off, but we'll get you there, it'll be fine.
Alright, I'm back in the life pod.
Okay, so you want to make yourself a knife, an O2 tank, and a sea glide if you can.
Okay.
Hopefully you should have enough resources from the coral tube.
I can't imagine how on dial you must have all the recipes at this point.
It's more that I just know what to pick up and when to craft stuff, as opposed to knowing what goes into what. So I know I'm meant to have this many resources and I'm meant to make these 5 things.
Okay, I think I should have everything just to see. Okay, sea glide. Alright, I have the knife, scanner, and sea glide.
Okay, fantastic. So dump all the items that you have, apart from the sea glide, knife, and scanner, back into your life pod base.
Oh, you can just scroll. That is very nice.
And you want to count how many quartz you have.
I have 15.
Okay, 15. That's a lot of quartz. Nice. So we want 20 quartz in total for the whole game. So we're going to be looking to get 5 more. We're also going to be looking to get a set of sandstone.
How long do you think it took you initially to learn, like, all the nuance and all the details of this run?
It does take a little while. There's a lot of memory involved. You're going to have to remember a lot of, as you said, crafting recipes and stuff. If we're on the interest of time, we can skip a lot of the resource crafting. Basically, what you need to be aware, depending on how you want to run the game, is where all the resource spawns are near every point. So if you're only interested in running good spawns, then you just ignore the rest of the shallows. But if you're happy running anything, then you need to know where all the sandstone is, like this cave I'm about to show you if I can.
What is the most annoying creature to run into in the speedrun?
The crash fish are definitely the ones that are gonna kill more runs than anything else. The mesmers you encounter once, and the dogs, depending on how lucky you are, you could be staring at for 10 minutes waiting for them to drop teeth. So those three are the top contenders.
Okay, well let's say we found the cave. What would I be looking for in the sandstone?
So for sandstone, you're going to be wanting to get 2 silver and 2 gold, essentially.
Okay.
You want to get 2 silver, 2 gold. You want to be getting that 5 quartz that you need, and then a lot of limestone in this section. Then you'd head back to your base and make a habitat builder.
I found every hole that is there except for that one.
You'll also want to be picking up 3 table coral. So you've got the habitat builder here.
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to start making a flooded base, which is incredibly.
That sounds like something a speedrunner would say.
Yeah. So you want your main sort of compartment, which is going to be just a normal compartment with a hatch and a solar panel on it.
Okay, so the regular compartment tube thingy?
Yeah, exactly. And then you want to make enough base parts that it floods. So we normally go for 2 windows, 2 glass compartments, and 3 metal compartments, but whatever you have the resources for right now is perfectly fine.
Okay, so I have the thing built. How many other pieces do I need for it to start flooding, I guess?
So you're going to want, if it's just titanium pieces, ideally we'd go 2 windows, 2 glass compartments, 3 metal compartments, because glass compartments take the strength down by 2, while normal compartments only take it down by 1, same with windows. But if you're just doing basic compartments, it's going to be about 6, 8, 9, I think. Yeah, so we want this to flood as soon as we possibly can.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm at -1, I think.
So that's going to start flooding. And while it's flooding, you want to go grab 4 mushrooms, 10 table coral, and ideally grab 2 sandstone.
How much is something like thirst or hunger an issue during a speedrun?
So, because we're in survival, we can just die whenever we want to, and that's going to refill everything. So, we basically eat and drink just once, and that's it. In hardcore, we eat and drink about 2 or 3 times.
Alright, so I think I'm back at my base, and it seems to be flooded. I also probably need a hatch, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The glitch that we're doing here, so if you go inside your flooded base...
Okay, head right in.
Is the base already fully flooded, or is it still flooding?
It's completely flooded, yeah.
Okay, so what you want to do is you want to deconstruct your hatch very slightly, and then reconstruct it again.
Okay.
Okay. And then when you leave, you've activated Super Seed Light. Easy as that.
Whoa, the speed.
You should be very, very fast now.
I believe one tip from chat that I got is that if you stay just under the water surface, you can retain the glitch while getting air, right?
Yes. So at 0 meters, you can breathe, but you don't go above the water. So you want to try and do that as much as possible, because jumping out of the water loses this glitch, which is very bad in certain places, because you're just going to drown.
Is there any other way to lose it? Like switching equipment, maybe?
No. The only way is to leave the water. So if you go inside a base that isn't flooded or in your life pod.
Okay. So what's next now that we're speedy?
So now that you're speedy, what we normally do in a run is we'd go and get teeth.
Okay.
But for this, that's going to be very boring. I'll tell you, like, just the tips for getting teeth.
Okay.
So go to your nearest creepvine jungle and see where your... Is it creepvine jungle? I can't even...
I think it's a forest.
It's a forest.
I think they call it creepvine forest.
So what you want to do is you want to notice where the dogs are taking metal, and that's called their nest. And what you want to be doing is trying to find a place where multiple dogs have nests, and then take metal repeatedly out of the nest and put it slightly away.
Oh, it's a process of them biting the metal that makes them lose the teeth, right?
Exactly. So
Okay.
the chance of them dropping a tooth is 25% every time they pick a piece of metal, and you want 4 in really fast runs. You want to do that in a minute, so it's not great odds. But one thing that can help you is there's actually a piece of metal that's bugged out in the game at the moment, so it will never drop any teeth. It's a sort of long piece of metal with a little friend at the bottom. It looks like an L, I guess. So that piece of metal will never drop any teeth.
Okay, so let's say we got the teeth. What would be next?
So next would be getting a ton of resources. We basically want to do all of the crafting in the game in this first section before we ever leave the safe shallow. So what we do is we go and get a ton of sandstone from your nearest sandstone location. Generally, geysers are pretty good for that. There's a couple in the safe shallows. There's also some caves in the creepvine jungles.
Are you trying to get basically all of the materials for the rest of the game,
Yes,
or do you also
yes.
do something later?
Every resource we can get from the safe shallows now, we get from the safe shallows now. And so we want to end up with 4 metal titanium ingots and 7 spare titanium. We want...
Oof, that's a lot.
Yeah, we want 10. After you've built the base, you want an additional 10 copper, you want 10 gold, 12 silver, and a ton of other stuff. Thankfully, a lot of this stuff is in the speedrunning Discord, so you can get a list of what you need.
So would you say the speedrunning Discord is like the best place to go to start?
Oh, definitely.
To get somebody
There's
started.
Loads of very, very helpful people in there, and a lot of tutorials. I've got some tutorials. They're mostly for I think the first 7. I've got a 15-minute video on the first 3 minutes and a 16-minute video on the 4 minutes after that. So they don't quite cover everything yet.
I'll make sure to link those down as well. So guys, if you wanna start learning in a slightly more organized fashion than this video, you should definitely go check those out. Maybe you could, like, just for the remainder of this video, give us like one secret tip or like one fun speedrunning technique that is used.
So one of the major glitches we use in the run is a thing called ghost storage or remote storage, depending on what you want to call it. So if you go into your life pod and you sort of hover over the open storage container, what you want to do is you want to open the storage container and leave before your PDA opens. So because you've got stuff, yes, because you've got it bound to scroll wheel, you should be able to do it in a flick, but you can just click and then click again. That's fine too.
Okay.
Yeah, if you've succeeded and you open your PDA once you've left, you should be able to see the storage of your life pod.
Okay, I succeeded, I think. Yeah, it's actually pretty easy with the scroll wheel.
So we use that in a number of places to just get more resources, or take resources with us, which we wouldn't normally have space for.
I see, but it only works for the first time you open the PDA.
Yes, so the disadvantage is, if you forget what you have, it's pretty rough, because you can't open that to check.
So the first major restart point is, I guess, the spawn, right? But is there like another big restart point that you often run into?
Oh, there's restart points throughout the whole run, basically. It's just all RNG, which personally I really, really like, but I know that puts off a lot of other people.
I can imagine.
You had the issue with sea glides even right now, right? That you couldn't find 2 immediately.
Yeah.
So we've got that as a reset point. Dog teeth, as I said, can take a very long time and reset on that. Sometimes the resources just in general can be quite rough. I know I'm not selling this very well, but it's a great run.
What is the most frustrating restart point?
The most frustrating?
Yeah, like perhaps the one that's the latest in the run.
Ooh, I mean, recently we changed how the late game crafting section works, and anytime there's some new strat, it takes a while to learn, so there were definitely a couple I flubbed there. There's also an incredibly rare glitch that I've had happen twice, which the warper, the warper teleports you, right?
Yeah.
If you dodge the teleport, it'll teleport what was behind you. And there's points in the run where we just leave items on the floor for us later, and the warpers can teleport those items somewhere else.
No way, that actually can happen.
It's incredible, so it's just like...
so unlucky.
I think he managed to teleport some of my stuff out of bounds as well.
If somebody was trying to get into the speedrunning of Subnautica, where would you direct them to? Who should they talk to? What should they watch? What communities to join?
So, obviously, watch my world record video. because I explain everything while I'm doing it, so you should be able to get a lot from
That
that.
is true. Actually, it's very impressive that you managed to go through it while explaining everything.
Yeah, I like the sort of... It's a lot more open to new people if I do so, and it really helps me remember what I'm doing.
Guys, if you guys want to check out the latest, we'll put just your latest world record into the description.
Yeah.
Because you beat those like every other week.
Yeah, I've moved on to hardcore from survival now, but...
Would you advise new players to just start with regular survival? Is that the easiest category?
Yeah, regular survival is one of the easiest. You could start with creative, but it's a bit more cutthroat.
Really?
Less to learn, but very fast run. It's under 6 minutes, I think.
Wow. I'm just gonna say again, thank you so much for coming on to teach me a little bit about the speedrunning of Subnautica. What you do is absolutely incredible. Best of luck on all your future runs.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was really nice to do this, yeah.
But guys, that brings us to the end of the video, so I really hope you enjoyed. Once again, a huge shout out to Salvner for coming out and helping me learn at least the intro to the Subnautica speedrun. If you guys are interested in following up, all of the important links will be down in the description for you. That is the speedrunning Discord, as well as links to Salvner's channel, where you can find tutorials on how to speedrun, which are done in a much nicer and more comprehensive fashion than this video probably, so make sure to go check those out. If you enjoyed, maybe consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. All of those would be very much appreciated. And if you would like a part 2, make sure to let me know down in the comments as well. We'll definitely think about it. With that, I'm gonna wish you all a beautiful rest of the day, and I'll see you in whatever next video I make. Bye bye.